Yes, Mataji, Kumarika Mataji, please go ahead.
Uh, when Maharaj said that it was very uncomfortable for him distributing books, being very shy and humble to go across. But we should also understand that he did it very well. Recently, I read a book by Tranakarta Prabhu, O Hare Krishna Airport. You might have read it. In that O Hare Krishna Airport, that book, they had done a marathon. On one night, they had a competition with a temple in Dallas, and they actually called these people up and they wanted the competition, the other party. So, but they distributed more than 2,100 books within that 124 hours marathon. And in that, he had mentioned the names of people who distributed the largest amount. Of course, he himself and some other devotees had done 150, 200 like that. But people above 100, 10 people had done, and one was His Holiness Romapada Swami Maharaj. At that time, he was Romapada for them. Um, so he had mentioned by name that Maharaj had distributed more than 100 books on that day. So whatever he is uncomfortable also with, he was doing a great job in that.
Okay.
So that
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Wonderful. Anything else you have to say, Kumarika Mataji?
nothing much, Prabhu.
Thank you. Chennakesha Prabhu?
Krishna Guru. As Mataji mentioned the same thing, I would like to continue on the same topic. When we are uncomfortable during this devotional service, one Mataji was asking, right, how do we push it or something like that? So, how do we go with that? Like, should we stop or should we continue the sadhana? Or something like that. I was confused on that. Can you just clarify on that, bro? Like, suppose if someone is not comfortable on book distribution, if the as Maharaj said, some people will have shy to go and meet with the people to give Bhagavad Gita and all. So in that case, um, how do we act on that?
A lot of these problems happen, these questions come in mind when one doesn't have um, access or one doesn't want to access a devotee who is guiding us. I mean, I'm just telling it in a broad way. Because the way a person who has a devotee to guide him and handles it, and the way a person who doesn't have a devotee to guide, but who lives by principles who handles it is a little different. And until the time they have some spiritual maturity. So in the beginning stages, it is when we ask a person that uncomfortable with it. Can I go? I mean, should I go with it or should I do something else? If the other person says, the person whomever we are asking for guidance, if we have some trust, faith in that person says, try. Then it's like, it's not my comfort or discomfort. That person has said, let me do it. And by the strength of the faith and the blessings of the other person, we can do something. Even if we are not able to accomplish like what Kumarika Matuj is saying, distribute say 100 books or something like that, we may end up with a situation where we are more purified, where we have greater faith in Krishna, where our dependence on Krishna increases. To tell the same thing a little bit differently, even though we have persons to guide us, uh, when we when we make ourselves as the persons who are going to make the decision, saying the other person can say it, but I am primarily going to decide what to do. It's quite possible. Many people do that. There is a slight danger at some point on some occasions for some people. And the slight danger is I know better and I have to solve my problem myself. And here the other person can, everybody else can give their input, but it is me who is going to make a decision. This is a very valid worldly point of view. The world runs like this. But what one is not accessing is divine mercy. Or to put it a little differently, one doesn't consider the person that one is consulting with, or the person whom one considers one's guide is actually not an empowered person. One doesn't consider the other person as, hey, this is a person who has thought about it, who has prayed about it, and then he's giving me. He's just selling something. So we are minimizing the mercy factor coming, and consequently, we are left with our own stuff. So that is one part of it. The other part of it is quite sometimes it so happens that after several years of chanting, etc., and being carefully guided by devotees, we get a sense that uh, I know this is uncomfortable, but I have to do it. And either whether one is old enough or one is new here. That is the first case was a new. The second case I said is old. Irrespective of it, it so happens that discomfort can happen only when one is in the company of others and there is at least one person pushing us. Most of us do not have the ability to go out of our comfort zone. We are not motivated, or rather, we find the least path of resistance. We try to do whatever is possible that I don't come out of my comfort zone. So invariably, it means that either the new devotee or the older devotee, we need to surround ourselves with people who are better than us in various facets and definitely more spiritual. And in the mood of service of to the Bhagavata, like what Maharaj is saying, this Bhagavata is saying, we can have a slight conversation saying, I'm finding it uncomfortable. Do you still think I should go with it? Um, and if we get some indications that it would be good for us to step out of the comfort zone, it's better to do it. But the prior important part is to find such a person. It is very rare to find such persons whom we can trust, who have no ulterior motives, who are very well connected to Krishna, whose spiritual life is deep and vibrant. It's very rare to see that. That problem does exist.
Thank you
Does
so
that
much.
satisfy?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Nice.
Dear Lord Prabhu, I forgot your question, Prabhu, yesterday. Can you please repeat it?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So yesterday, it was part of the slide Maharaj was actually showing in that what do you want to become internally? What do you want to become? Even that also should be goal. So can you give some example of that? What do you mean by internally? What do you want to become?
What's your take on it? I mean, I'm sure you'll have some ideas on it, Prabhu, and I can ask others also, but what's your take on it?
Generally, we like being in ISKCON or Krishna consciousness, we what do you want to become is like a pure devotee of Krishna. But then for some of us, especially for me, it is like something is too high. So what are the intermediate or other options, or maybe the how do I break it into the smaller goals? That okay, uh, I want to become this pure devotee. Okay, it's not possible. Then what else I should become to reach to that goal of to become a pure devotee? For
You're
example,
basically saying, yeah, but
for
you're basically saying I need intermediate steps. They are apart from the highest goal. So you are basically looking at examples from other devotees. Is that what you're saying, Prabhu?
not intermediate step as intermediate goals. For example, let's say I want to earn say 5 crore rupees in next 5 years. So the intermediate goal will be okay. No, let me earn 1 crore rupee for next 6 months. After another 6 months, 1.5 crore. I mean, I'm breaking into it, but I don't know how do I break this being a pure devotee into the sub goals. Like how to, I mean, intermediate devotee or what? I don't know. So this is one example. Like, what could be the other examples of internally what you want to become? Like, that's my point.
Nice. Anybody would like to answer, please? All are silent. All are very shy devotees. Yugala Kishore Prabhu.
We want to hear you, Prabhu.
Let me take some other nice devotees too, Mataji. Uh, I want to hear from them. Yugala Kishore Prabhu, you there?
Hare Krishna Prabhupada. So, just whatever we heard that. So, how to divide that into smaller steps, right? That is the Prabhu's question, smaller goals. So, if you take is that the question, right, Prabhu? Did I understand correctly?
Correct.
So, if we take Her Grace Kumarika Mataji was mentioning that, and you also mentioned some time back, which was very inspiring to me, that one person who is above 50, and he said, now I have to go deep into chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantras. And that is what has also inspired Kumarika Mataji. So now that is very lofty goals, that we attend all 1728 times of Krishna's name very attentively. So now that is my goal. How can I reach there? So then Mataji or Prabhu's he explained that, or you also explained that, how he is actually making into smaller goals. The first things could be that I want to hear more about the glories of the holy name. And in the next 1 year, I will try to hear the glories of the holy name, or maybe next 6 months. And after that, I would also try to, whatever that inspiration comes, like Prabhu, he said that 3 Ps, pose, positions, and then pronunciation and environment, something like that. So how do we improve? So small things can actually help us. The other example could be that I want to go more deep in a scripture. Then how do we go deep in a scripture? That first we need to develop a reading for that. And then spending may not be every day 1 hour or 2 hours. Let's spend with the smaller things like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes every day. And then actually smaller steps makes things, instead of sitting 1 day for 4 hours and the next few weeks we just don't turn to the book. So whether it is a chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or going deep into the scriptural things. So smaller things, let me attend one thing which I can actually take one step. And then slowly we can actually increase to the next level of that which we actually able to tolerate and able to handle that. I hope
Thank
that
you.
is something in line
Kumarika
with what
Mataji. Yeah, thank you. Kumarika Mataji, can we hear from you? What you would like to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My take was also that, like Direct Lalit Prabhu, I thought that I wanted to become a pure devotee at the end of the day, but it is too lofty for me. So I will hope for achieving taste. And taste is midway. And for taste also, I have to go across Nishtha. I'm not even there. But still, I thought I will take something like that. And now I will work towards it by hoping to do attentive chanting. So that was my way of breaking up that goal of ultimately reaching to becoming a pure devotee. After really hearing that Madhurya Kadambini series, it was very clear that yes, all these stages do not happen just like that. We have to work for it, at least up to the stage of Nishtha. It is very hard work that one has to put, and then hope for the mercy. And then the mercy factor, of course. Krishna will bestow you whenever he feels like, whatever comes later. So hoping for mercy and doing our job. But that was my way of planning for it. I didn't plan very nicely, but yesterday, because of Dear Lalit Prabhu's question, you elaborated much more than what I was doing, but I took all those points also to. So that is, those are the things that I should do.
Thanks. And very nice, prayerful way you have said, Mataji. Thank you. Sharbari Mataji, would you like to say something? There is this highest goal and some intermediate goals. Any thoughts from your end? How you would want to do?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I mean, just adding to what Yugal Kishore Prabhu said and Kumarika Mataji said, although I'm not qualified to talk on this, but anyway, my thought basically is what Maharaj also said in today's lecture, that also serving the Bhagavata and serving the Bhagavatam. So Bhagavata is whoever is reading the Bhagavata to us, we can think of serving, because that would indirectly mean serving Krishna. And serving the Bhagavata would mean trying to increase time on listening mode, or even applying whatever we are listening, we are liking, and trying to apply that in our personal lives. That would also open our hearts. And once the heart is open, then the mercy flows and achieving bigger goals becomes easier. Now, what all devotees might think impossible, when these little steps are taken, then that impossible slowly becomes possible. So that is what my take is. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Dear Lalit Prabhu, are you satisfied? Is it something more that you want?
So yeah, Prabhu. So the intermediate goals, like I'm trying to identify, like okay, becoming pure devotee is one, but before that, let me become a nice chanter, or something like going deep into the scripture. I mean, but still, if you can help me more with such smaller intermediate goals, not the steps, Prabhu, then it will be helpful. And one more thing, there's one more thing, one problem which I'm identifying myself, that there is a goal of becoming pure devotee, but there are some taste which I have, material taste which I have, I just do not want to give up. That's also another problem. I just don't want to give up. I know if I become a pure devotee or whatever that thing I will become, but and then I will lose the taste. I don't want to lose the taste of material things or whatever enjoyment I'm having. That's another problem, Prabhu. I think that's a bigger problem.
Okay. Chennakesha Prabhu, and after that, one more Sanatan Gopuraj Prabhu. You both have something to say. You've raised your hand. Please tell Chennakesha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. As we have a highest goal back to Godhead, right? So for that we have given the Navavida Bhakti, right? Right, Prabhu? So in that Navavida Bhakti, first starts with faith. Though from that we have all the intermediate goals till Prema Bhakti to reach. So each and every stage we have to achieve. So that are all we can have as a intermediate goals, Prabhu. That is a question as well as my understanding.
Okay. I'll come to it. Sanatan Gopuraj Prabhu, please tell.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Actually, the basic principle for devotional service is to adjust our activities in such a way always we remember Krishna. That is the basic principle. We have number of activities, we are doing it. All these activities we adjust in such a way always remember Krishna, do not forget Krishna. That we have to. And one more thing is, we are actually from Samaguna, we are passing on to Rajaguna and then Swarguna, and we should go to Suddha Sattva Guna. So every activity, if you are able to avoid all the three gunas, try to. So we should not postpone things, we should not work with passion, we should not be proud and happy in whatever we are doing. Try to do every activity in the pure Sattva Guna. That would be the very nice goal, Prabhu. That is because we do all active. Our life is full of activities. If we are able to dovetail our activities, that we are able to do every activity in the pure Sattva Guna, and remember always Krishna, do not forget Krishna. If that is the goal, try to do it because it's an evolution. It won't come suddenly. Gradually it will come. That is my feeling, Prabhu. If I am wrong, please correct me. Hare Krishna.
Not at all, Prabhu. Very well put, Prabhu. Thank you. Really, Prabhu, I just want to add one thing to what you said. I mean, replying to what you said. But I don't think I'll be adding anything new. What I have in mind is what Kumarika Mataji and Sanatan Gopalraj Prabhu said. I'm just rephrasing what they said. In the material world, we are used to having a goal because everything is finite in this world. And you give a nice example, 5 crore, 1.5, etc. But the thing here is, Krishna tells clearly in the Bhagavad Gita, nobody can know me in full. So if I have to say go to have Krishna Prema, we cannot quantify Krishna Prema because Anandamayo Abhyasat, that's the Vedanta Sutra statement. Krishna's Ananda increases, his internal pleasure potency keeps increasing, and therefore you can never say that tomorrow I want 10 milligrams or 100 grams of Krishna Prema because that mark increases always. We can, at some point in time, we can say maybe 5 crores, it's okay. I am, maybe 500 crores is good for me. And we'll be convinced about it. Maybe 5 crores, I can live my life, but 500 crores, it's okay. But in spiritual life, we can't say that. And therefore, the distinction between spiritual goals and material goals is actually, it's a point both Sanatan Gopalraj and Kumarika Mataji said, wherein first, our objective is we are in this material world because we are Bahir Mukhaji. We have turned our attention away from Krishna. So therefore, our steps should be, how can I bring my attention to Krishna? And this attention to Krishna should be anukulyena, Krishna Anushilana, in a way which is favorable. That is number one. So attention, so our objectives is, I should come up with a list of activities wherein I can bring attention to Krishna. Second is anukulyena, should be favorable. Third is anushilana, that is following it, like others should have done, great acharyas, great devotees, or devotees whom we look up to should have done. And I have to do it in such a way that I serve them in their purpose. It is not that I just imitate, but I have to serve them. And when doing this, it has to be affectionate. And then that's the fourth one. And then the fifth one is, there has to be an eagerness in the heart that Krishna's Ananda becomes infinite. And I want to unravel what is that happiness that Krishna is getting. What is that happiness by which I want to unravel that method by which Krishna becomes more happy. So whatever activities we do should have these 5 components as such. And when we have these 5 components, so the goals that we should set is, let me do activities. So the goals, the sub goals should be activities, the purpose of which is to get these 5 things: attention, being favorable, like being attentive, favorable, following in the footsteps of others, affectionate to Krishna, and eager to unravel Krishna. These 5 things. And this is what Sanatan Gopalraj Prabhu was mentioning just now here, that we have to bring everything back to Krishna. So don't focus so much on the end result, but focus on activities as the activities as the sub goals. And this is where we all need to then figure out which activity is good enough with my nature currently. And over a period of time, these activities will change. So some activities are meant to be in resonance with our nature, and some activities are, just like Prabhupada said, a patient having jaundice should be given sugarcane juice, even though it tastes bitter for him, although sugarcane juice is sweet. And those activities are the ones, like sometimes it's for us, it is chanting, sometimes it is doing service during festivals, sometimes it is for us to uh, submit ourselves to somebody. These are the categories of the the life of a disciple. That is one thing which where we get into the discomfort region, and the other is the region of inspiration, finding inspiration. So one is, so getting into discomfort gives inspiration. Getting into the region of what is inspiring, considering my nature, also gives inspiration. One should do both. Does this satisfy you, Prabhu? You want more examples?
It satisfied Prabhu partially, but my questions are a little different. Maybe we can discuss tomorrow if 7:28 is today.
Sure. Okay. Sure. It's 21. Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Lord.
Prabhu.
Yes,
Have
Mataji.
you recorded this one, Prabhu?
Huh? Pardon me? Yes, I've recorded. It is on the YouTube, Mataji,
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
on my channel.
Please
Mataji.
send. Yeah, you please send that link.
Okay.
I'd like to
Sure.
note down certain points.
Thank you, Mataji.
Shamkun Prabhu, Dhir Lalit
Yes.
Prabhu asking the first question, actually he asked another question that, and I was thinking that Prabhu is so honest and courageous to ask questions. So I just wanted to appreciate him. The second question that he asked, he said that he has some attachment and he doesn't want to leave that. I was like overwhelmed by that, his courageous question and bold question and honesty. Thank you, Prabhu.
Absolutely, bro. You brought out the right point. Yes, that's the mark of a nice devotee. Thank you. Okay,
Nothing
we'll
like
end
that,
here.
Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Rompa Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.